Hey, everybody. Howdy Central Time. We've got 40 minutes left of 2020. This is my time and Steve times too. The East made it through, though, so I know we'll make it, or at least a few of us will. Let's start the show.
In a cabin, going crazy, 'cause a flu that's worse than swine swept the planet, so damn it, here we are in quarantine.
Hello, and welcome to the Virtual Comedy Show 2020 Hindsight Edition. Here are some etiquette guidelines for Virtual Comedy Show. Please keep your mic on, but please be quiet, except for laughing. We want to hear jokes, then laughs, then jokes, then laughs. No talking, please. We've been a Zoom meeting civilization for 9 months. You know the drill. Just be polite, okay? We would like to see your face as part of the audience. Let's be social, not just distant. So get comfortable, plan to laugh, but not heckle, and let's make our strange quarantine world a bit more normal for a little while. Thanks, and enjoy the Virtual Comedy Show.
Woohoo!
Happy New Year, and welcome to the Virtual Comedy Show New Year's Eve 2020 Hindsight Extravaganza times 4. We're so happy that you've decided to join us as we ring in the new year for every time zone in the US of A with music, comedy, special guests, interviews, trivia, giveaways, prizes, and a great look back at the parts of 2020 we actually liked, and so much more. Your hosts Brad Tassel and Steve Goody, along with the delightful Patti Vasquez, invite you to laugh along with their guests Gary Aberthnot, Lauren Mayer, Joel Madison, Carla Ulbrich, Lori Hamilton, and lots of fun surprises. All 4 hours will be different, so hunker down and ring in 2021 4 times in a row with the Virtual Comedy Show. Let's make sure 2020 really goes away. And now, please welcome Brad Tassel.
Yay! Here comes Brad as soon as the music cue ends. Hey, there he is. So, hi, everybody. Hey, welcome to everybody who's still here from the last hour. Welcome to all the new people that have come in for this hour. And by the way, let's check the tote board.
It's a moose.
It's a moose. It's a moose and a T-Rex. I've got my coffee so I can stay up. And I've got some jokes written. Steve, you got some stuff for this hour?
I got stuff for this hour, Brad.
Woohoo!
That's good. And what we're going to watch, what our tote board is as I look down at all the squares of people in this show, the tote board is how they drop off as time goes on, as the night goes on. So as we get in, hours go by, then they start to disappear.
Don't give them ideas.
Don't give them ideas. Stick around. And everybody out of Facebook, stick around too. What you want to do with this show is just put it up on the TV, put it up, and just let it run for the next 3 hours. And you can watch everything we do because we do have a great time. So now I'm going to start the fun jokes. Although I would like to announce that the last joke from the last show didn't go very well.
But that was for the East Coast. Who cares about them?
The East Coast, yeah, forget them. They're already dead. So I hear it's just destroying the world. So here we go. First joke of the last hour in Central Time. So a hospital, this happened today, a hospital employee in Milwaukee intentionally ruined over 500 doses of COVID vaccine by removing it from the freezer and placing it on a table. Who saw this? Let's see. Ellen saw it, and Alice saw it, and Valerie did not see it, and Patti saw it. The eclectic Leon family. Hello,
hey,
eclectic
Lee.
Lee, with a cat on your lap. So is that crazy? So took it out, and this was not a mistake. This was intentionally done. The employee was fired, and the FBI is looking into maybe charging them with a crime. That crime, 75-degree murder.
Yikes. Hey, Brad. Brad, can I do a physics joke?
Please do.
I give that joke absolute 0.
I say boron to you.
Hey,
I thought that
to
was clever.
the Kelvin and Hobbes show. Go on.
The Kelvin and yeah, that's right. Yes. Okay. Did anybody think that was clever?
That was very clever. I was just kidding.
I thought that was clever. Oh wow, Alice said something mean to me. So in the chat. So by the way, oh man, this came out today for all of us. Since I look at the crowd and everybody is basically really old. That's our demographic. COVID has taken actress Dawn Wells. Did you see that? Oh, man.
Yeah.
Wells, of course, if you don't know, Wells is best known as why I had a blanket over my lap while watching Gilligan's Island at 14.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, wow. So she was 82, by the way. Okay, Patti, did you finally get that joke? Did that one hit you?
As soon as Brad finishes with these jokes, we're going to play some old jokes from before that worked. So it's going to be great.
Yeah, we're going to play jokes that work. It's New Year's. I didn't spend much time on this. By the way, she was 82, which is 1 year older than my mother, which oddly, at the time, I wouldn't have cared about. So it doesn't really matter. But so just the fact that she's a year older than my mother and I was very attracted to her makes me a little creeped out. Okay, okay. So here's the joke that's going to win the show. The NAACP came out and said there needs to be a new cabinet position, and I agree with this, on racial justice. Everybody agree with that? That Biden should create a cabinet on racial justice. Their sole focus is to create a mandate on the racial crisis in America. And Joe Biden, of course, responded, this is a great idea. I think, because that's when Kamala Harris put her hand over his mouth so he didn't say anything old man racist.
Old man racist.
Because that's what Joe Biden does. He has a tendency to say things old man racist. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, we've been doing this show since March, and I have enjoyed every bit of it except the last 4 minutes. But here's some of the stuff that I thought was really funny, even if you do. Go ahead, Steve.
Highlights. Yay.
Kamala Harris, she said that Joe Biden would decriminalize marijuana. Yeah, which caused a miracle, as for the first time in history, 20 million stoners became intensely focused at the same time. She also said that they would set free all the prisoners incarcerated on pot charges, which I believe is what made Mike Pence's eye burst. I mean, your television. Old on TV. Has given customers who wore costumes in the past a deal on their burrito. Have you ever heard of the burrito that they serve? But this year, they're not doing the costumes because of COVID, and you can get a coupon online. But don't fear, you can always get their usual, which is the diarito. Chipotle, folks.
Yikes. Dang.
Hey, just in time. Hey, this is fun. Just in time for that cold fall weather, researchers from Kansas City University and the U.S. Department of Agriculture found out that mosquitoes cannot transmit COVID-19. Come on, let's hear for information that we needed to know 2.5 months ago. So next up, they're going to finish up the study on if your beeper causes cancer.
Yay.
Beeper. For the kids out there, the beeper was the thing that beeped. Eddie Van Halen passed away, as we know, leaving David Lee Roth free to really pretend he was the talented one. Did you hear this? So David Crosby of Cranky, Stale, Nuts, and Not Young. Well, he asked what he thought of Eddie, and he tweeted, meh. Right? And then he said, well, he doesn't move me much, which makes sense because the last thing that moved David Crosby was 30 pounds of fiber and a coffee enema. It's tough to work the big theaters.
Yeah, Brad Tassel, everybody. Let him hear.
Steve.
The fastest costume changes in showbiz.
Steve.
Yes, Brad.
So I want to just realize something that in the last, I did a coffee enema joke last hour.
Yeah, you did.
I can't believe
I think we found a theme.
I think we found a theme. I might have to have one.
Themes. As some of you know, Brad came to me back in 2019 and said, Steve, we have to. I said, calm down, decaf. And 2 hours later, he said, okay, here's what we got to do. We got to do a Halloween album. He had all these crazy poems that we could turn into songs. I said, that's a really great idea, which is code for go away. But he made me do it anyway, and I'm very glad we did. That was in 2019, and the big plan was to take it to Edinburgh. We got accepted into the Edinburgh Sprint Festival for 2020. And at the time, we thought that was great. And then that didn't happen, but we'll be back in 2021. Oh, yes, we will. And here are some highlights from the online version that we wound up doing last year.
I saw a ghost. I saw it too. The ghost was white. We heard him go boo. He flew right through me. It felt so cold. Cold and slimy. And his spirit was old. I think it's creepy because he is dead. And when he flew right through me, I got spooky thoughts in my head. Hiding from ghosts, we're hiding from ghosts. They're obnoxious and they're gross. We're hiding from ghosts.
Wow.
Wow. So, by the way, I want everyone to know that that's really us just singing. That's- no effects. No effects on those mics at all.
And I would like you to know that it took me 2 weeks to get the ghost to fly through us.
That, well, yeah, the video
not
on that
good
is
at
amazing.
Hey, that's not long at all.
That's not long at all. Well, what's funny is here's how Steve and I work. I'll make a video like for that, and he'll take it and go, "This sucks," and then he'll just take the little pieces, like the backgrounds. He'll take my backgrounds and he'll redo the entire freaking thing himself, and that's how he does those.
I
So
would
that's
just like to point out that that's not really the case when you stop making videos that suck. Okay, what's our
That's
next
right. That's exactly right. So wait, you're not highlighted yet. So I want to talk about this. So Steve came to me with an idea in March. He goes, I think we need to bring back the top 10 lists because they're fun and funny and David Letterman's gone. And I said to him, I don't care. Do whatever the hell you want. So, and it has been really kind of joyous that he's been doing that. So Steve, do you have a old one?
I have an old one. That's right.
All right.
Because I've been so busy getting ghosts to fly through us that I didn't have a chance to make a new top 10 list for tonight. But since this is kind of a look back at 2020 and the good parts of 2020, and there are exactly 4 of them, I thought we'd do a top 10 list. This is from July 30th, because July 31st is a very important birthday for a fictional character. Can anybody tell me, for a free download, what fictional character has a famous birthday on July 31st? Type it in the chat. We'll get you a free download of either the Halloween CD or the Christmas CD.
Is somebody writing these down, by the way?
I am writing them down, yes.
Okay.
Yes. So our category on July 31st and now tonight was and is top 10 ways Dumbledore would handle a pandemic. Yes, that's a clue about the fictional character, by the way, because we have about the most opposite to Dumbledore we could possibly have in charge right now. So I wonder what a pandemic would look like if Dumbledore were in charge. Here we go. Number 10. Provide stimulus so that homeowners can pay off their Voldemort mortgage. Voldemort mortgage. I practiced saying that for an hour. Number 9. Everyone stays alone in a cupboard under the stairs for 3 weeks. Crisis over. Number 8. Have Madame Pomfrey design and replicate masks that repel viruses, curses, dragons, and stupid conspiracy theories.
Yay.
Wow.
These are top 10 ways Dumbledore would handle a pandemic. Number 7. Have Hagrid keep the virus as a pet. Crisis over.
Yeah.
Number 6. Try radical new treatment, hydroxychloroquine, on the Malfoy family. It didn't work. Oh, well. Oh, man, I'm entertaining the nerds tonight. Yes, I am.
Yes.
Number 5. Speaking of Quidditch, start up the Quidditch season just to shut it down 3 days later. Not. Number 4. House elves can fix anything. Throw socks at the problem.
Yes.
Yeah, this is really separating the nerds from the boys here. All right. The top 10 ways Dumbledore would handle a pandemic. Number 3, magic. Hello. Number 2, send the students home for crying out loud and finally get it on with Snape like he's been dreaming of for all these years.
Oh,
Gee, yes, I
man.
know. And the number 1 way Dumbledore would handle a pandemic. New Hogwarts cheer. Open the school. Orphans rule. Thank you, Betty DeVos. Not.
Yay.
Before I leave you, Steve.
Yes.
Did you ask a question a second ago before this started?
I did.
What was the question again?
I can't remember.
What was the answer?
Ask them. I don't answer them. Let's see. Harry Potter is the correct answer. Who said it first?
Okay, so
Birthday.
Lee and family got it.
I'm writing down his name on
great.
paper. That's right.
Now, you know what we should do? We should go to the real person. Hey, wow, look at Patti in a new outfit. Wow, you look fantastic.
Wow.
I'm wearing
Wow,
my
God.
son's shirt. He's not uncomfortable with that at all.
Wow, I'm going to carve out a hole by my clutch pedal. Inside joke from the last show. If you want to get the whole thing.
I'm going to have to change clothes now for the next hour.
I have a wardrobe change for every single time zone we're doing New Year's Eve for.
God, I wish we could pay you.
You were so nervous when I showed up with that towel on my head, weren't you?
You were.
He wasn't nervous, but he was making
Patty
very
showed up.
racist comments.
I've been
There were
doing
no
makeup the entire night.
But I love how you did come at 10 of 11 in a towel and a towel hat,
And a
so
robe. I was wearing a
and a
robe.
robe. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, what kind of show is it? We're doing burlesque now. So my question is your question better than Steve's?
I'm going to do an easy one because you just heard the answer, actually. According to Steve Goody, how would Hagrid handle the pandemic?
Oh, man. Think back, everybody.
So
I don't remember what he said. Oh,
Damn, well done.
keep it as a pet. Tim Scott, way to go.
well
Tim
done.
Scott is your winner. That was very good. So,
And what does Tim Scott win?
What does he win, Steve?
He wins a download of our Hanukkah Christmas album of Fetchmas Carol.
Yay!
It's a great
That was
album.
wonderful. Okay. Steve, I think I come back to you. You ready?
But first, I want to point out how enchanted I am that Patti is paying enough attention to the list to make a question out of it. I'm just so flattered. That's really awesome.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
yours, I don't know I didn't get what you were doing.
I didn't
by
know
the
either.
way.
I was just making it up. I
I
pulled
can
it out of an
multitask,
orifice,
so
okay? All right. Speaking of pulling things out of orifices, that is exactly what our next artist does not do because she's awesome and she writes songs like crazy.
Oh my God.
Please welcome to our big show, our friend Lauren Mayer, everybody. Yay!
Okay, I want Lauren, wait a minute.
Hi, Lauren.
I'd like to apologize.
everybody.
Wait a minute, Lauren. Wait. I'd like to apologize for that intro.
I have never been introduced with the word orifice in the sentence. I have to admit it was a first for me. So
She
Or
looks okay,
anything
Brad.
being
She
pulled
can
out of an
handle it.
orifice.
She's
Oh
a
my
pro.
God.
I do pull stuff out of my
Hey, we've
orifices.
all been pulled out of an orifice. What are you talking
That's
about?
true.
Guys, 2020 has been a giant orifice.
Yes.
And actually, the song I brought for you today was the weekly song that I put out last week, which is my tribute to 2020 through the lens of the movie Airplane.
Oh.
So see if this resonates with any of you Airplane fans.
Okay.
It's been a year full of crises aplenty, and let's just say it hasn't been fun. But we made it to the end of 2020, a year we thought would never be done, during which we needed ways to keep our spirits from sinking. Yes, I picked the wrong year to quit drinking. Problems into which the pandemic thrust us. Toilet paper shortages, unemployment, economic doom. More proof that we need to address racial justice and never knowing who or what might pop up on Zoom. Hi, Jeffrey. Well, at least we're on stage realize what we need. Yes, I picked the wrong year to quit smoking weed. Truly loose science denial has been raring, as with the CDC, Trump tried to intervene. But those same jerks who tried hoax and politicized mask wearing were the first in line to try to get the vaccine. This administration's pandemic response has been flaccid. Guess I picked the wrong year to quit dropping assholes. Finally elected competent leaders in Biden and Harris. They'll send those corrupt cabinet scumbags packing, but the margins were close enough to scare us, not to mention all those threats to unleash the Kraken. As we saw prospects for that blue tsunami narrowing, guess I picked the wrong year to quit shooting heroin. Now Congress for control of the Senate. How much more uncertainty can we all take? And as the pundits tell us time and again, it isn't much besides, our whole democracy at stake. But if we can laugh, it will help us pull through. Although I guess I picked the wrong year to quit sniffing glue. Now I'm not advocating substance use, I'm just making a joke. Although I picked the wrong year to quit snorting coke. Just kidding. Not really. Anyway,
man.
happy 2020.
Happy 21.
Oh, we're not leaving you. Wait, hold on. I don't want to leave you yet, Lauren. I want to say a few things to you. And number one is
my orifices, right?
No, we're done with orifices because I want to say something that one of the great things about this year and COVID and doing this show is that I would not have met you if we didn't do all this. I would not have a chance to watch your incredible talent literally 30 times this year. And it has been joyous. And I want to thank you so much. You're brilliant. And once you get that check from Cirrus, please loan me some money. So
I haven't seen time of it yet. So, but I mean, yeah, I've been doing these weekly songs since the 2012 election. Back when I thought then, political discourse had hit an all-time low. But and I have to admit, although this has sucked for all of us, having not had any of our live gigs, and just everything has been really challenging. It's been really fun doing this show and to meet you and to meet Steve and just to be part of this community you guys have created. So thank you.
Yeah. And I've given you tens of dollars.
You have.
Yes, that's right.
And lots of compliments and lots of encouragement. And so thank you. Right back at you, Brad. I think what you guys are doing.
Well, thank you so much. Lauren Mayer, everybody. Come on. Let's get excited. Lauren Mayer, I tell you.
I'll put my YouTube channel in the chat for anybody who's watching. But if
is it Lauren Mayer?
My YouTube, no, I don't have single branding. I'm bad about that. My YouTube channel is Psycho Supermom, but my Facebook page is Lauren Mayer Comedy Songs. So I'll put that in the chat on this.
If they put Lauren Mayer in the computer, they find you somehow.
They will find me. LaurenMayer.com. Yeah.
Yeah, LaurenMayer.com can get them everywhere, and they should go because some of your stuff is brilliant. And what I love is that this is the year that your YouTube.
What? Some of my
I thought he'd overdone the compliments. I knew there was one like that coming.
Some of your stuff is brilliant.
No, you didn't let me finish.
I'm sorry.
I want to say, and some of it sucks. Now, let's say, no, stop it. No, what I wanted to say was, this is the year your YouTube channel blew up, isn't it? It just went through the roof. I mean, you have millions of followers and subscribers.
No, not exactly, but a few. Yeah, I'm not any threat to Taylor Swift right now. Let's just say.
Lauren, here's what's
you're
important.
You're not a threat to Taylor Swift.
Here's what's important,
but
Lauren.
You're as talented and as beautiful. Lauren Mayer, everybody. Thank you very much.
Lauren,
Thank you.
I've heard Brad give compliments, and it really sounds like he means the ones he's giving you.
That's right. I do. Yes. Because I have never meant anyone I ever gave Steve. So it was...
Well, thank you,
I just smile.
From another Jewish Christmas comedy songwriter, Steve. Back at you.
That's right. Yeah, I've never done so much Jewish stuff in my life in the last year. It's I've learned so many words, and
I've learned a lot too. I've learned why my rabbi said I shouldn't hang around with you.
That's true. That's true. I'm a bad influence. I'm a bad influence. So. Okay.
Enough. Yes. Let's do the next thing. Hey. Switch to me for a second, Brad.
It's going to be midnight, and we're started. So anyway, But I do want to, speaking of talented people, I interviewed a very good friend of mine, Gary Arbuthnot, who is a world famous and known everywhere flautist. It's flautist, isn't it, everybody? Flautist. And I did a lovely interview with him, and he played for us, and this is it. Go ahead, Steve. Hey, we're back with Gary Arbuthnot, world famous flautist. Now, you went to a famous flute school. You went to Seamus O'Brien's School of Music, right, in Ireland? Is that...
Just a little bit different from Seamus O'Brien. There might have been a Seamus O'Brien in my school, but I was actually at the Royal Academy of Music in London. Very English and very proper.
Well, it is very, matter of fact, it is so proper. How many of the students you went with would you say were wankers?
I think, considering this is going out on across the World Wide Web, I would have to decline to answer that question.
Which means a lot of them were wankers when you were there. Have you ever played for royalty?
I have, yep. I was very fortunate. I played for the Queen and for Prince Philip. And
oh my gosh,
Princess Diana. Obviously, when she
oh
was
my
alive.
God, Princess Diana. That
Wow.
and you get to meet them when you do that, don't you?
You do, yeah. So this is back in my days at the Royal Academy of Music. Not full of wankers, by the way.
I am so sorry that I didn't mention wankers
and everything. So, but no, it was a great experience.
Okay, this is the joy of life that I really love this thing, and I. That was fantastic. Although I got to tell you, we've now done the second hour, and you have yet to play the flute.
I know you've been picking all the penny whistle ones, so that just leaves the flute ones to come. People have to stick around to see the flute.
So good. Okay. All right, Gary Arbuthnot. What is your YouTube channel?
My YouTube channel is just simply youtube.com/ or / whatever that is. Gary Arbuthnot, just my name.
Arbuthnot, which is spelled exactly the way it sounds. Thank you, Gary. We'll see you in an hour.
All right. See you then.
Wow. That was tremendous, wasn't it, everybody?
Yeah.
Answer me, everybody, or I'll have to ask the question
Yay!
again. I've decided before we go on to our next thing, I'm going to do another trivia question, and I'm going to write down the answer. What we just saw was an ensemble, Gary Arbuthnot and his 5-piece ensemble. There was Gary on the tin whistle. There was a fiddle player, a bass player, a percussion player, and a keyboard player. Who can tell me, for a free download of either the Halloween or the Christmas Hanukkah CD, how many strings are on the bass player's bass?
Ooh, well, there's only like, it wasn't one of those one string, was it?
Nope. And I'll just move on to the next thing. We'll see if anybody gets it right, because I'm probably the only one.
Well, we've got some. Tim said
4 is incorrect. I'm sorry.
Oh.
4 is incorrect.
It is incorrect. Don't bother typing in 4.
Oh.
Is it? Okay, now we've got.
Either. But
It
nice
wasn't
try.
5?
Nope. And it was not 6 either. I think we're getting there. Nope. Wow, that's hilarious.
8.
Chantel, 7. There we go. Chantel piped in all the single digits and wins herself a download. Well done, Chantel.
Okay, wait a minute. Stop. What the hell is a 7-string bass?
That's what I was saying, because I've tried to play a 5-string and I lost my mind. 7 is just way, way too many. Anyway.
I didn't know that existed.
It shouldn't. Only in Ireland, and if you play for Lady Di. That's what killed her. Anyway, let's move on. As we mentioned earlier, Brad and I have recently completed a Christmas Hanukkah album called A Kvetchmas Carol, which you should definitely get a copy of. Here's a little sample of it.
was born the youngest of 4 crazy kids, and Christmas morning
Oh,
we
that's
started at
why.
6. From the top of the stairs we come down like a mob to make sure Santa had done his job. Now after the presents, Mom would announce, put on your coats, we're getting out of this house. I'd ask, where are we going? She'd say, not you, dear. We'll be back in a couple hours. You stay here. What? See, my mom and dad have been married before, but they never had bothered to tell me the score. So I got a lot of siblings, but they're all just half. They all got step parents. Well, you do the math. They had a 2-step Christmas. The 2-step Christmas. They did the 2-step Christmas. The 2-step Christmas. They had step families all over town, but my folks have stayed married, so I got left out. I got one little Christmas. They got more than 2. Ever feel like Christmas stepped all over you?
Hey, Brad, you gotta see this. They gave me a pocket knife. It's got a spoon and a scissors and a toothpick.
All I got was a toothpick.
Poor little Brad only got a toothpick.
Okay. Before we go to Patti, I want to talk about that song. I didn't know you were going to play that song, and I want to talk about it for a second. By the way, has anybody got parents of other? Patti, you do, right? You have you're a stepchild, and anybody else stepchildren? Raise your hands, because that song, I wrote that song, and it truly is what that last is truly true. My brother got a cool pocket knife. I didn't get a toothpick. I got a box of toothpicks.
You didn't get a toothpick, man.
I got a box of them, but he got this cool knife, and my sister got that easy bake oven and would never let me touch it. And they would go away. It is so burning in my mind that I would get up in the morning, we'd all come running downstairs, and I got a lot of gifts, but we'd all get about the same number of gifts, and then everyone would leave me for like 5 hours. I'd be alone all of Christmas as they went off, and then they would come back in with a ton of crap. Each one of them just showing me, and I've really never forgiven anybody.
Yeah.
And that's the spirit of Christmas. You
And
can.
that's the spirit of Christmas. And and it took me years. I didn't even know what any of that was until I was in junior high even, and stuff like that. So I apologize. That's my pain. Okay. I'm sorry,
Working
Patti.
through it,
I
folks.
just wanted
It's all right.
You know
tell
I'm
that painful story.
sappy.
I know. So, hi, Patti. Did
Hi,
you have
Patti.
similar?
Hi, Patti.
Or was yours different?
What was that, Brad?
Did you have a similar experience?
Oh, yeah.
Or how was yours?
Oh, definitely. You know what? I'll save that for the Patti melt.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Here's my quick question. Again, we're going to go with things that you should be paying attention to during our wonderful New Year's Eve broadcast. Where did Gary Arbuthnot study music?
Ooh.
At the College of Wankers.
Apparently, he refused to answer, didn't he?
You know what? You should have asked where he didn't study, because I said it was the Seamus O'Brien School of Music.
I thought about that.
Yes,
made
it
that
was
up.
in London. It was in London. But where was the school? What was the school called?
Blank blank of London.
Of blank blank blank.
Yes.
The NASCAR Academy.
Yes. London is in there.
It is in there. It's part of it. I have a
hard one,
backup question
Patti.
if we have no answers.
Do
I'm
we?
gonna guess
No one has
7
an
strings,
answer.
Patti.
Close.
Well,
Very
that
close
Music
to-
Conservatory of London is close enough.
The Royal Academy.
There we go.
Oh, the Royal Academy. There you go. Yay.
Hey, it helps if you're married to one of the hosts.
Yeah, I was going to say, Janet has all these albums, so oh well. No giving free this hour, everybody. Oh, thank you, Patti. Okay, save it for the Patti melt, I guess.
Yep.
Right? All right, thank you very
Night
much.
all. Love y'all.
Oh,
Good
we
night,
love
Valerie.
you too,
I'm
Valerie.
taking
You
my
only got to
clothes.
stick it
Good
out 10
night.
more minutes.
Valerie, come on.
Valerie, what's the what?
Come on. Celebrate our New Year's
10
Eve.
minutes. Wait, you're hurting
I'm
Joel's
gonna
feelings.
stay. I'll stay.
Okay.
Yay! That's it. I'm leaving.
So let's go. By the way, let's go to Joel. Joel, how do you feel that Valerie just bailed right before I brought you up?
I'm used to that.
Oh, that's true. Me too.
That's all the time.
Around.
Hey, we were talking about who I might have worked with in Indianapolis. I think it might have been Billy Elmer. Does that make sense?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Yeah,
does.
it could be.
He did. I know the guy, and I don't know if Billy Elmer does song parody, but he did this thing to the tune of Footloose, and it was Fruit Loops, and he would sing about breakfast cereal. Whoever did that act. And he hit the crowd just crazy, and I couldn't follow it. And that might have been the last time I worked at that club. What are you going to do? Listen,
oh my gosh.
Valerie, you were here last show, right, Valerie?
I'm sorry.
I think, Valerie, you were here for the last show, so I'm not going to do the same material because I'm just for you.
Everybody was here for the last show.
Oh, that's what I kind of thought. I did a quick look, and but I did. So I kind of I started thinking about what else I could talk about. First of all, if you have been, this is something to look out for. When I first started running into Brad Lee Tassel again on Facebook, I Googled him. And there I went to a site, Bradley Tassels, and I wanted to support him, and I bought like a whole bag of tassels. You might want to get a lawyer on this because there's got to be a cease and desist thing. But for me, I thought I was supporting you, but I wasn't. Just so that's a warning for your fans. You might want to put up a sign on that. Really beautiful little tassels that go on your body, and don't get them. This has been. First of all, I wanted to say that my mom passed away this year, kind of tough. She was 92 and a half, non-corona virus related, but that was a tough one. I visited her last year, and God bless her. She's 92 years old. The first thing she does when I get there is she goes, "Oh, this is fantastic. I'm so glad you're here. We can go to the grocery and you can help me bring up some cases of water up to my apartment." And it's like, "Mom, I'm 60. Can't we find a 40-year-old to help us out here?" The guy was. And she was so wonderful up until the end. And when I was leaving to go home, she lives in Wisconsin. I'm in Los Angeles. She runs over to her purse, and she grabs $100 out of her purse, and she sticks it in my hand. And it's just so fun. She goes, "Now this is just for you. This is not for your daughter, for your wife. You buy something nice for you." I go, "Oh, that's, it just makes you want to cry," stuff like that, right? And I get home, and first of all, you got to know this about my mom. She loves playing the slots. She was playing the slots at a local casino. She was actually driving there at 92 years old. She'd drive to the slots, right? It's about a mile and a half away. You don't want to be behind her when she's driving. You might never get where you're going, but she's up there and she's having a good time. And so I get home to LA and I go, "Hey, Mom, how's it going? How are you? Did you go to the casino today?" She goes, "Yeah." And I go, "How did it go?" And she said, "Well, I could have used extra 100. I'll be honest. I could have turned things around. I just had a little bit more money on me." That's my mom. The other great thing, I know this year is kind of crappy, but one thing here in California, weed fully legal, which is a great thing. And you had mentioned that in. I think you talked about pot being legal up front, and fully legal here in California. I've always been had marijuana in my life from the 60s or whatever. My wife didn't grow up with it, so it was kind of hard for her to deal with it, and she's kind of down on it. She's not really into it, and I had to explain to her. And when it's like I smoke it, she gets mad at me, and I had to say, so it's like, now it's legal, honey. It's not a big deal. It's like it's the same thing as like having a beer or a nice glass of wine. It's the same thing. No big deal. And she goes, "Okay, great, but why do you have to have a beer or a glass of wine at 9 a.m? And I then have to say, "No, see, it's medical. It's like a pill." That didn't go over well. Lots of people are moving to San Diego. I don't know if you know that, Brad and Steve. Were you aware of that?
I was unaware.
Yes. People are leaving Los Angeles to go to San Diego because there's a little loophole in the law down there. San Diego County, strip clubs are open down there. This is true because they figured out somehow, they found out they're essential workers. They give us service. So a lot of people are moving down there, a lot of people. And it made me start thinking, I haven't been to one in years. The last time I went was out here in Los Angeles, and it was a very strange experience because I was going there and with a couple of friends, and there was this guy outside, and he was spare changing outside of a strip club, which is kind of a weird place to spare change people. Ask people for money. And the guy stopped me. My friends went in. He goes, hey, and I full stop for a second. He goes, "Hey man, listen, I got an aunt that's in the hospital and she can't afford, she doesn't have no insurance, and she needs bypass surgery, and she's like in really bad trouble. And I was wondering if you could give me some money to help my poor aunt out getting surgery." And I said, "Well, all right, man. How do I know if I give you this money, you won't go in there and just get a lap dance and not give your poor aunt that money for the surgery?" And you know what he said? He said, "Oh, I got my lap dance money right here. I got plenty of lap dance money." Horrible. You shouldn't laugh at that. That's it. Peace, love.
That's it.
Peace, love.
Peace, love. Joe,
I'm not hiding a bald head of hair. I'm just trying to keep the
you
hair
got
down.
great hair.
No,
hey,
thank you.
Can I ask you a favor?
Sure.
So I don't know if everybody knows that you were a writer on Roseanne for many, many years, back in the Roseanne days. Do you have one quick Tom or Roseanne story that is kind of fun that you can tell?
Look at his face.
One.
Family
How many,
friendly.
like one.
Okay.
Or can you just
quick
I have a pamphlet, not a book, but it's certainly a pamphlet.
Or failing that, Joel, could you just lean against your brick wall again and prove that it's a sheet? I love that.
Oh, Don.
Right? It's not virtual. There was a couple of times they were doing a documentary. This is a sort of a benign one, but kind of typical of what would go on. They were doing a documentary about Roseanne and Tom, who had not ever been in the writer's room the entire year. He comes in with the documentary crew, and he makes the head writer. He walks in with the documentary crew. He looks at the head writer who's at a desk in front of the room, and he goes like this. And the head writer, he knows the score. He gets out from his desk, walks, takes a seat in the room. There was probably 10 writers in this office, and Tom sits in the desk. He goes, "Okay, the story this week we're working on. Joel, give us a summary of what's going on for the crew." And they shot for about 10, 15 minutes, and he got up and left. And then Bob, the head writer, went and took the seat again, and that was it. And this is the same head writer when he was interviewing for the job. He had told us this story that Roseanne was actually in her palatial mansion, was actually on the toilet in this big, large bathroom, going to the bathroom while interviewing people to be head writer for the show.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my God. Well, that was a lovely story. Let's hear it for Joel, everybody.
Hey.
And
Time
now,
check.
since we're actually slow on time, I'm going to skip Steve and go right to Patti for a
that's
Patti
wise.
melt.
Fast, because I promised you I would explain. First of all, I'm just blown away by Joel and his stories about Roseanne, because what an exquisitely written show, and having sold my life rights and didn't quite cross the finish line. My family's crazy. And to your question, Brad, yes, I have 3 half siblings on one side, 3 half siblings on the other, and I am the only one that is Mexican and Irish, which is fun with the Irish German side. I have a sister named Bonnie, and she doesn't know how to introduce me to people. When she was introducing me to her friends, because I'm Mexican, she was very conflicted about the fact that she is blonde hair, blue-eyed, and she's like, she's my, and she turned to me and said, "What are we again?" And I said, "Well, come on, we're just, we're with friends, we're just sisters. If you need a liver transplant, we're step siblings. And if you win the lottery, we're twins." That's my relationship.
Oh, wow.
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 Love it.
There you go. I told you I would make it short and sweet. By the way, not only am I doing wardrobe changes, I am also doing my nails.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Wait, are you going to change them every show?
Well, that would be a lot, but I could try.
No, you don't have to. You do not have to.
I
All
am
right. Patti Vasquez. Oh, that's cute. Patti Vasquez, everybody, clap and cheer.
Yay.
I want time for a song before midnight. I wanted to go quickly.
Oh, you want a song for midnight? Okay. Well, then I'll talk quick. I went to the wrong place. Sorry, I'm not there. I'm in Fireworks Central. So hi, everybody. So this is the point where I ask really quick, and then we'll go to Steve because we only got 2 minutes. And that is, if you get a chance, please donate to this show. We love doing this show, and we'd love to do it a lot more. And we have a lot of comics, and I like to give money. As I said, Lauren, every once in a while, we split up all the money when she's on the show and everybody. So please do that. And come on the show and also support all of us, all of our albums, all of our songs, everything, okay? All right, so we've only got a minute and a half. Steve, I'm coming to you.
Okay.
So you can quickly do a song, and then we have midnight.
Well, I can't do a song because I'm playing an instrument I don't play. This instrument belongs to our good friend Dorian, who's my mom's special partner. And he's permanently loaned me this accordion, which I don't know how to play. But we're going to do Old Lang Syne on this thing because I've been practicing for 4 weeks. So before we do that, since you want a song, let's do this. Feeling. Nothing more than. Is this coming? Is this thing on? Okay. All right. Hey.
Sadly, it is.
I think we're 20 seconds away from the new year. Am I correct?
No, we're not. We're 45 seconds away.
All right. I'm sorry. Someone left a cake out in the rain. Wow, that actually sounds right.
Hey, really quickly, Steve, let's thank you, Joel. Amazing. Lauren, Mary, you're amazing. Patti, what happens as soon as we're done with this is what's going to happen is we're going to do a little couple videos, and then we're going to start again for Mountain Time, the best time in the country at 11:15 Mountain Time. Stick around in the show if you want to, and we'll have new people come in. Facebook will be ready for you. We are going to be 10 seconds away from the new year right now.
It's the count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year, and now we're going to.
Aw, kissy, everybody. The whole family. I'm old
than I thought I'd be last year around this time. I've aged just this week because the douche would not resign. I'll get my vaccination soon. I'll wait my turn in line. I hope we sing another tune next year around this time.
Thank you, Joel. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Valerie stuck around. Thank you. If you want, hang out, go get a drink, keep connected, come to the show, stay on Facebook. Go ahead. We'll see you in 15 minutes, a little less.